We all have that one friend who constantly complains that he doesn't have enough time, that life's obligations are in his way, and that he therefore isn't able to commit to the things he truly wants to do. And I've been there oftentimes as well. Whenever an interesting event popped up, I wasn't able to participate because quote-unquote obligations were in my way and prevented me from doing these things. And although we know that by simply learning how to say no, we would get ourselves out of this misery, we have such a hard time doing exactly that. As if the sole act of saying no would immediately send us to the wastelands of the outer rim. In this video, I'm going to share with you the two main reasons, in my opinion, why we always tend to say yes, and how we can reprogram our mind to get out of this way of thinking. Coming up. Hey peeps, what's crackin'? It's your boy Mackie here, and I'm currently taking a walk on this beautiful Saturday morning through the forest, and it's not too hot, not too cold, just the perfect temperature to get a clear start in the weekend. So generally speaking, we live in a yes world. Saying yes is connected with openness, taking risk, and embracing chance, whereas saying no is often connected with rejection, being risk avoidant, and even avoiding to have fun. And this feeling really starts in our early childhood days, where we start to develop a strong aversion against the word no. Everything that seems to be fun is not allowed and connected with no, such as watching TV until midnight, eating huge amounts of ice cream, or just walking around in your pajama all day long. And it seems as if this negative connotation with the word no has spilled over to our adult lives as well. We just hate saying no, and even Hollywood has figured this out and made an entire movie about this topic. But don't get me wrong, I'm definitely not advocating to say no all the time. We should not be narrow-minded and walk through life with no as a priority answer. It's always good to be open-minded and have yes as a default answer. But at the same time, we shouldn't be afraid of saying no. Therefore, I believe that learning how to say no is an immensely powerful tool for self-growth and working towards the things we truly value. Because saying yes to a lot of things that bring us short-term happiness often means saying no to a lot of things that bring us long-term contentment, gratification, and joy. We have to learn that we are the gatekeepers of our actions and that we have to take over the role that our parents had when we were younger. Of course, they knew that eating huge amounts of ice cream is really fun, but they also knew that it would make us feel sick. Therefore, we have to start seeing yes and no as a set of complementary tools that help us safeguard our values and the people near and dear to us. In this regard, I tend to think about life like a marketplace where you have merchants and customers with whom you can interact. With some merchants, you enjoy interacting because they sell you goods that fit your lifestyle, and with some customers, you enjoy interacting because it's just fun to catch up with them. Of course, there are also other merchants that sell goods that don't exactly fit your needs, and there are other customers that don't share the same values as you do. By interacting with every customer and every merchant, you tend to waste all of your resources, and most importantly, you don't generate the maximum value for them and for you. And I think this behavior mainly stems from two things. By A, having unclarity about the things we want to purchase on the marketplace and the people we want to interact with, and by B, having a fear that we cause disharmony or rejection if we decline the offers made to us on the marketplace or if we decline interacting with some of the customers. And this first point of unclarity, what we want to purchase on the market and with whom we want to interact, leads us to being in a hyper-aware state where we are so afraid of missing out of any opportunity. And this, my friends, is called FOMO. When I was younger, I was so afraid of missing out on any opportunity that I said yes to everything and everyone without even thinking about the connected actions and the impact this would have on my lifestyle. I said yes to job offers, I said yes to friendships that I didn't really want, and I even said yes to going on Oktoberfest for 6 days in a row and feeling horrible afterwards. Now you might be thinking, Mackie, that sounds all well and nice in theory, but in reality it's a total different animal. And I couldn't agree more on that. I think there's definitely some trial and error involved and it won't happen overnight. But I also think one of the key ingredients is to gain more clarity about your values and your goals. Because once we have this clarity about our values and our goals, we can truly start focusing on them and neglect the rest. For example, if your dream is to become a lifeguard and you figured out that for yourself, you can start to zone out all other distractions that hold you away from pursuing this path. And this is really a powerful way of achieving the things you want to do. By the way, peeps, it's just so amazing to be in nature from time to time. I'm taking a walk through this forest here and it's so energizing and invigorating to be in nature again. I mean, check out these plants. It looks a bit like I'm on the movie set of Jurassic Park or something like that. It's just so amazing to see all of these plants. And by the way, question of the day, I would be really interested to know how you said no the last time to something you're very proud of, or any certain situation where you had the power and the strength to say no to. Let me know in the comment section down below. The second reason why we're so afraid of saying no is because we're anxious of being judged, of being not valued, and being not excluded into some communal things. We want to be that individual who is there for everyone, who helps everyone, and is always at disposal. We want to be that person who brings our neighbors a cake for birthday, who washes the car of his coworker, and who helps out his ex-girlfriend. But what if saying yes to everyone causes exactly the thing we fear? What if saying yes creates disharmony in yourself and in the 5 people you value most in life? Because you can only commit half-heartedly to your own requests and to their requests due to your full schedule. Because if you think about it that way, let's say your boss asks you for a favor after work, but you don't really have the time to help him out. Do you think that you will do a really good job? Do you think your boss will be happy that you're helping him out, although he feels that you have to get out of there? And do you think your mother, your sister, or your best friend will be happy because you weren't able to come to that dinner date they invited you to? Most probably not. And therefore, saying no to certain things and certain people is actually the only right thing you can do to preserve yourself from the fears you have. So just to sum it up, I think we all have to take responsibility for our decisions and do the things that generate the most value for ourselves and for our loved ones. So whenever we say yes or no, we should really ask ourselves if we truly stand behind that decision. And if we can't make up our mind in that moment, we just have to say, I have to think about it, and then in a more calmer space, think about the repercussions this action entails and what it would really mean if you say yes or no. Just ask yourself if your idols, such as the Dalai Lama, Barack Obama, or even Lady Gaga, say yes to every opportunity that opens up in front of them. And if we keep this in mind the next time we look at our schedule or at our day, we realize that if we strive towards finding our true north and learning how to prioritize, we have pretty much free time at our disposal, and we have the ability to achieve amazing things. And next to learning how to say no, how to feel guilty, it's also really important to learn how to say no the right way so that your counterpart doesn't feel offended. So if you're interested in this, check out the video that's popping up now on the screen, where I show you the best ways how to say no in a diplomatic and polite manner.